welcome to At the Airport. The show, formerly known as the Fan Controlled Show, the only show that is the official show to the only sports network that is completely controlled by you, the fans, the FDF. Welcome, I am Jeff Jones, and I'm joined by some of my favorite people on the planet, Patrick Dees, Josh Macuga, and the commissioner himself, Ray Austin. Welcome, boys.
I feel great, Jeff. I look great. You look great. Ray,
you sound
stunning.
Excellent. You
Amazing.
sound really great.
I got my FCF gear on. I'm rocking it.
Dude, I've gone to weekly. My uniform is the Good People Association. You might have heard of it. I'm going on week 3. Yeah, I got you. Every single week. I got it in the calendar.
Tomorrow on
when picked up some pies today for the wife. He got out for the first time walking on the Achilles and shit.
Oh,
and,
okay. How's it going? You're doing better.
Hey, tiptoeing out the bed. You know what? I gotta go pee. You know, it's like tiptoeing. But I'm in a store and a dude was like, "Dude, that's the Fan Control Football League." I was like,
Yeah.
Damn right, it's the fan. You damn right, it's the Fan Control Football League.
Taking over. The word's getting out. The word is spreading. I have to ask though, what pies?
Don't leave us hanging.
Peanut butter pie.
Peanut butter pie.
Mini. They're mini, so they stack them like these. So cool. They're like these mini pies. So mini pie, chocolate pie, peanut butter, chocolate, apple. I don't know. I forgot what the fourth one was.
Oh, that sounds good.
But I'll let you know later tonight.
I love a mini pie. You know why? Because I am all about the crust, and a mini pie has a higher crust to filling ratio.
Yeah,
and I like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to a Village Inn before? It's kind of like Midwest, like
the hotel.
South.
Yeah.
No, it's
the midnight stop in Tucson, Arizona.
Yes. So that like the front like diner showcase of the Village Inn is all those pies. And speaking like a late night thing, I'm at a Village Inn. It's about 2:30 in the morning. I'm in Northwest Arkansas. I just done stand up. I go to a Village Inn and I ordered myself an entire peanut butter and cookies and cream pie and ate half of it in the hotel room bed.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Good man.
It was awesome.
me and Coach Liotta, when we were in Florida for a combine, stayed at a Village Inn, swear to God, and they had those pies out, and the chef could not stand Coach Liotta for some reason. It was the weirdest thing. He did not. Who doesn't like Sean, right?
I don't trust people that don't like Sean Liotta.
It was very odd. It was
Where's Sean Liotta from again?
He's a PA. He's in Pennsylvania.
He's from Pittsburgh.
There's confetti should have came down.
I know.
Yeah.
Let it be known, 4 minutes in, we hit our first Pittsburgh.
That might be a Pittsburgh record.
Yes.
Hey, I want to tell everybody watching, thank you for showing up. We are the official show of the Fan Controlled Football League, and there is news coming. Stay tuned. Every single week, we're ramping up to season 2.0. But we're doing these, these more casual shows in the interim where we're just hanging out, talking stuff. We have a fun guest coming up in just a few minutes, so stick around for that. But you, because we give the power to the fans, you get to decide what this show is going to be called next week. Last week, you decided that we're called At the Airport. And if you want to suggest titles for what we should be called next week, pop them in the chat. And at the end of the stream, we will have a poll, and you can decide what this show will be called next week.
Yes.
Also, I think we're going to do trivia this week. We got all kinds of crazy stuff happening this week.
Well, Jeff, I don't know if you guys saw, but I had an unbelievable thing happen to me this week. So a couple of weeks ago, Jean Trebek, wife of the late, great Alex Trebek, was on the Positivity Report. She came on with...
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, she came in studio.
That's rad.
Yeah, and she came on. She runs a website called InsideWink.com, and they focus on positive news and forgiveness, and it's a really cool website. And so I reached out to her and her co-founder Allison Martin. They came on the show and had a great conversation. And when she left, she had some really, really nice things to say to me. She said, "I'd like to send you something." And so I got a package in the office on Tuesday, and when I opened it up, it had a note from Jean, and she gave me 5 of Alex Trebek's ties.
Wow.
That's legendary. How
That's
cool is that?
amazing.
Yeah. So
that you have to wear them on stage, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's
yeah,
incredible.
Yeah. So I have a couple.
That's cool.
A couple of them are definitely in the mustache era, which I kind of shaved into the beard, not telling my wife, and she hasn't really noticed yet. And then a couple of them I'm definitely going to wear for sure.
God,
I think I'm gonna give my dad one too.
So. That's amazing, man.
You got to frame one, bro, like a jersey, man.
Dude, I know. Like, put it in the shadow box.
Yeah.
Dog.
Was that a function I mean, did you talk a lot about her late husband and kind of like, like how much you admired him? Or is that just she sensed it and was like, look, this would make a difference for you?
She just gives ties to people.
That's what she does. So many times. Please take these fuckers.
When Alex passed away, his son thought that there's a charity in New York that helps men that are trying to get back on their feet and get dressed for job interviews, and whether
cool.
they're homeless or they're ex-convicts, kind of things like that. And so they've been donating a lot of Alex's suits because he had so many suits. And I mean, on the show, we talked a lot about Alex. I told her straight up, like in the first 10 minutes of the show, I said, your husband is the reason that I do what I do. Like, he's my professional inspiration. I got into entertainment to be a host. And so she was like floored, and we talked about it. And, we talked after the show for a long time, and we've emailed back and forth. And, when I got the ties, I was just like, I was floored.
Amazing. So, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah,
did they arrive in the form of a question?
Yes, they did, Jeff. They did. It was actually it was a pretty tough box to get open.
I did not see that coming, Jeff.
My internet was a little delayed, so I got that a little late.
Well done, Jeff. You should drop a mic there, buddy. Yeah. But so we're doing some trivia. Annalise reached out to me. We have a guest coming on later in the show that not only does he run FCNN, the Fan Controlled News Network, but he also wrote us a song and an idea for a song. And we're going to play a little trivia with him. And we've got a bunch of trivia questions, but I've also got some old Josh Brady questions for him. And then tomorrow on Josh Brady, Greg Miller and Nick Scarpino will be joining virtually. So, and the winner of that plays Loki himself, Tim Geddes, who was out shooting Loki promo shots this week. Apparently, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was amazing. Jacob, if you could bring up Tim Geddes' Loki shots for the fans, they're on his Instagram somewhere.
I saw some of Kevin as President Loki.
What is this, Josh? Tell me what is it? What is this?
So Josh Brady is the game show that I host every week on my channel, and it's the fastest game show on the internet, and all the questions are either or questions. So it's real trivia and then trivia based on my opinion. So it could be like,
what do I think about things?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's Tim Geddes as Loki on some graffiti area of San Francisco, I guess. There's his soon-to-be wife, the lovely Gia. And they've got their dog as the alligator Loki. And then there they are together as a family with the Tesseract.
Look at the variant jacket.
Very
well done.
Well done.
I got to shout out a wonderful show name suggestion already. Ties, Pies, and Macuga Cries.
Oh, that's so good. Oh.
And that's from my buddy NC Raiders, man, who makes fun of me every week for loving the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So many good folks in the chat this week.
Really good stuff. Cape Fuego. Let's hear it for Jacob, the man behind the show. Nobody's ever seen him. Nobody ever will.
The missed minutes of the show.
He's quick on the draw, though, when we ask for things, man. I had no idea last week when we begged for a theme song that someone would actually make one, and I can't believe we're gonna get to debut the potential at the airport theme song, which is pretty cool. You guys have a good week. I'm glad to hear you're recovering, Ray. I thought it was gonna be like 6 weeks that you weren't gonna be able to walk.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be walking. I didn't. No, I'm not supposed to be doing anything. Absolutely.
All right. Well, but pies are more important.
I'm trying not to walk. It's difficult not walk. So that's the problem. That's what's gonna make this linger on for a little while. But I'm up and going. It's touch and go, man. Man, I laughed, Dees, man. I was like, what the fuck we were thinking that one time we were out there and we were doing those who's going to get the first pick.
Yeah,
I was like, I could have pulled the key. If I would have pulled I would have been so like, I would have been so angry. So it sucks. It really does suck.
Do you have a cane? We have a crutch situation. What's going on?
No, I don't. I have the boot. I got the boot right now. Okay. That does the compression. I do that twice a day. Okay. And then I do the ice stuff all day long. So then I go to rehab in the morning. So
Gotcha.
And I missed you this week, bro. I was flying across the country, looking at some potential locations, and so it wasn't quite the same without you there, being like, dude, we could be here and it could look like this. Some amazing shots. I was like texting Cannata like in real time, and I'm like, I started out like well intended, be like, how are you? What's going on? And you're like, by the way, look at this fucking place.
It was awesome, man. I was living vicariously, and I was like, I felt bad texting. You're like, yeah, I'm on the tour right now. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be listening to the tour?
It was so ADD. I was like, no, seriously, how's it going? What's going on in your life? Look at this. It was a little ridiculous. So yeah, some things that are gonna, if we end up there, are gonna require a pretty drastic reinvention of our set, which to me is exciting. Part of the original vision has always been like, look, it's going to be a little bit different season to season, and I think one of the places I went this week would require that, but it allows us to kind of get creative with set design and all that stuff. So
we can finally, in some of these new arenas, I mean, I wasn't on this cool Jeff Cannata text thread.
Yeah.
No, we have a special text thread without you, Josh.
Yeah, it's literally, I titled it the No Joshes.
Yeah.
So it's not just you. There's no other person named Josh, too. So you're not like.
We don't let any Joshes.
Any Josh, yeah. No,
so no Josh Hartnett. No Josh Dumel.
No.
Definitely. You know how many times he's tried to get on that thread?
Unbelievable. Wow. No Josh Lucas. Oh my God. Well, with these new locations, I've been talking to a couple different engineers about my my Tom Cruise. I would call it like the sky rig that I'll be floating on top of the field. Okay. My own head cam and microphone situation, and then be able to be flown back and forth like a human drone, if you will. Because we don't need the drone cameras this year. We need the Joan. It's a Josh drone. It's a Joan.
Sure.
It's like Joan London, basically. And I'm going to be above. And Ray's like, let's go to the Joan. I'm like, thanks, Ray. And then they swoop.
Oh my God. It's like a Super Dave Osborne sketch, And then you'd hit the wall and a dummy would fall down. Yeah,
exactly. And instead of having on-field interviewers, they just drop me down to the player. I'm like, how you doing? Great.
Okay. Well, see you later.
That is amazing. Yeah. I want to just you in like a full helmet with a camera on top of it in this rig. Yes. Swinging through the stadium. Yeah.
Sign me up.
The Macuga drone.
Dude. And we're kind of in this like weird space, this Sans News. I think a lot of people were expecting us to already have announced some concrete things. And I just wanted to touch on that really quickly because we're still, obviously still looking at venues. I think when we first set out to do season one, it very much was a proof of concept. Like, is this thing sustainable? Is there going to be the reception? We knew something we wanted, but I didn't have any idea anybody else would be interested in what we were doing. And so I think be clear that the gap between season 1 and season 2 in news is not going to be what between 2 and 3 is. Essentially, we spent years setting up the technology and the location for season 1, and now we're setting up seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so it's going to be a well-oiled machine kind of going forward. But you think about the number of ducks that we've got to get in a row, because we set this up to scale, but also have it be sustainable, right? And be able to do this repeatedly and become a machine to put season after season. And again, that's one of the reasons we're not just getting out there and announcing, well, season 2 is going to be this, and then we don't want to go back and reinvent the wheel coming into season 3 again. So that's a little bit about where the setup's coming. So again, want to thank so many people in this chat. I'm recognizing have just been incredibly patient with the news, but it's coming.
Yeah, one thing I have learned getting older is that everything takes longer than you think.
This generation is so like microwave. Everybody wants everything right now. It's just like, man, we want to do this right. We don't want all of us to fail. We want everybody to work together to make this thing work. And that's why we're taking our time. We just wanted to make sure that everything is perfect before we just start. I'm on call sometimes and they're like, people will slide it in. So when you guys start, and I'm like, yeah. So, God damn, and you got to pull back because it's not time to let that out yet. We're still doing, man. Dees, Grant was in Vegas this weekend or whatever. But I mean, like everybody's out there doing stuff, man. Sor, our CEO, he had an awesome call this morning or this afternoon for our MCT, just kind of just telling us all the stuff that he's doing, man. Like, so there's so many moving parts, and we just appreciate everybody being so, patient with us.
It's kind of
really
two things. It's two things. One, I don't know if any of you guys, I mean, I'm sure Ray was, but and maybe everybody here, but I was, maybe 9, 10, 11, but a huge Chicago Bulls fan when they were making that run, right? When it was Jordan and Pippen and all those guys. And their first Sports Illustrated VHS was called Learning to Fly, right? And it tracked, it started with the drafting of Michael Jordan, and then it got all the way up until they beat the Lakers in that first championship, right?
Yeah.
And there's this point where Phil Jackson, they're all sitting around, and it's not quite time, and he's like, we can't go to Michael yet. It's not time. It's not time. Like Michael Jordan is waiting there. He's waiting there. It's just not that time. The fans want to know, they want to do it, all that kind of stuff. It's also like getting your Christmas present, knowing what it is in like December or in like August, and your parents keep it hidden from you for 5 months. You're like, I know what I got. You bought me a snowboard on sale in the summer sale, but I can't use it until Christmas. I know what it is. That's what's happening.
I just saw in the chat, when does the expansion name voting start? So essentially what we're going to do is when we are ready to start talking a little bit about next steps, would be lay out a complete roadmap to say, look, here's where we're playing, here's when we're playing, and be able to back in the entire voting calendar and say, look, you're gonna vote on names between now and now, you're gonna vote on new uniforms between now and now, those types of things. So once we're able to start talking about when we're playing and who's playing and all of those things, you'll have a whole calendar to say, look, this is when votes go live. And we talked a lot today about, and we've talked on other shows about some of the features that we're rolling out in season 2. We're actually going to start rolling out features for the league before the games even start. So we're going to talk later in the show about content schedule, but one of the things that we're actually going to go live with months before the season starts would be the squad up feature, which allows fans to join squads. There's a squad leaderboard, so you can compete with other squads for being the squad, custom Discord integration, and you can collaborate, make decisions as a squad, get talk, peace, and all that's going to happen like long before we get to the season. So stuff's coming.
We're just making fun of you because you
got a little robot.
You went glitchy in the Matrix. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! That was intentional.
Oh, look who just popped in the chat. Mescalade, our boy, the golden pipes of USA water polo, said Patrick Ewing's standing tall greater than Chicago Bulls learning to fly. I'm gonna have to disagree with the Mescalade on that one. Greg Mescal, legend.
I like the Mescalade though. That's a great. So I didn't know he went by the Mescalade.
Yeah. I didn't. I was like, who is he? I was like, damn, he messed up his name again. It's
Dude, standing tall is a running joke in my house because growing up, so I grew up very Mormon. The one Mormon basketball player in the NBA was none other than Sean Bradley, 7'6" Sean Bradley. And he wrote an autobiography called Standing Tall, which as a child, my grandma, who was right in that late stages of really funny dementia, where it wasn't like she wasn't in bad shape, but she was like just forgetting everything. For graduation and birthday, which was like 3 weeks apart, bought him 2 copies of that same book, Standing Tall, for Sean Bradley, which to me was very funny. So as we grew up and became adults and we'd have Christmas at our parents' house, the joke would be how many copies of Standing Tall could we get Christian? So we'd order 60, 70 copies off of Amazon and wrap them in different sizes boxes.
Oh my God.
So Christian would have 200 presents under the tree, but 70 of them were just copies of Standing Tall.
Sean Bradley's like, what is happening? I make no money on this book, and then every year I make an influx from one family.
It's just so ridiculous. Hundreds of them are still at my parents' house.
I have a similar except much more embarrassing story. I gave my grandmother one year when I was here in Los Angeles, younger man. I gave her a framed copy of my headshot. She's my grandma. She wants a framed copy of my headshot. I gave it to her for Christmas.
Yes.
And I went and visited her house shortly thereafter, and I saw that she had on display the framed copy of my headshot right next to the framed copy of my headshot I had given her last year. That was the exact same headshot.
Yes.
And she had both of them up next to each other.
Your grandma rules.
It's like, I don't know if she was trolling me to like show me what an idiot I am.
I like that so much.
Or if she was just like, he wanted me to have the complete set of these frames.
Quick, Jeff's gonna be here any minute. Get it up.
Get it up.
Get it up right next to the other one. I don't want him to miss. Get it up. It's so good.
I'll be honest. The first time I saw Patrick Dees, I thought he was Sean Bradley because I like. They're so tall and lanky, and I'm like walking down Franklin towards Birds, and I see, and I'm like, is Dees Sean Bradley? Like he's so much taller than everybody. Oh man,
that made my day. That's unbelievable. I always wanted to be conflated with that guy. Just standing tall.
I got a bone to pick with Rock Chalk 10, who says Wilt Chamberlain is greater than Michael Jordan. Listen, Wilt Chamberlain played against a bunch of guys that were like 5'6" and ate donuts during halftime. Michael Jordan played in the hardest era.
Away. No,
Jeffrey, you stop it. Jeffrey,
he's not responsible for the competition he faced. He's responsible for being great, and he was great. Like he was so much better than everyone else. You can't control the competition. They literally changed the rules because of him.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Jeff, imagine you showed up in like 1910 with a souped up Ford GT500 and you were like, anybody want to race? And it's just it's like Marty McFly on a horse. Like, I'm here in Back to the Future 3.
But the point is, Josh, nobody had the Ford then. In order to get the Ford, you had to be fucking amazing, right? There's no reason to have the Ford. If the competition's at this level and you're up here, there's no reason to be up here. You could just be here and still be better than everybody else. But when you're that much better, it means you are truly great. And you would be truly great in any era. Like that, he's that much better than everybody else.
I think there should be there's greatness in every era, right? I mean,
sure.
I think that's the way it should always looked at. I think if you take any athlete and put them now, there's minimal that would that could compete, especially in football. Like if you think about football, like come on, like the Heisman Trophy, John. I mean, like he was amazing then. Like could he like he would get destroyed? So I think greatness goes by era,
But he's not better than Jordan.
So it goes Kobe, Wilt, Jordan. Is that what we're saying? 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Hey,
please
let's not be that type of show because
I know I would never make that assertion. Kobe is my favorite athlete of all time.
Okay.
Number one.
That's okay for him to be your favorite.
Favorite, yes, for sure.
It's fine for him. You can have favorites. I mean, Sean Bradley could be your favorite.
He's number 2, right behind Sean. So many copies of that book.
I mean,
you know how many shots he blocked? Come on. You can't score if you get blocked every time.
When I think of skinny, giant men that played in the NBA, it's Sean Bradley, Manute Bol, and everybody.
Hitting those 6 trays. You kidding me?
He shot the ball from way up here. Way up here. He's awesome.
Oh,
I still remember that
Dikembe.
Sports Center.
Sorry.
Dikembe. I still remember the Sports Center when Manute Bol made all those threes. I'm watching the highlights on Sports Center, and it was like before school, and my brother goes, "How is he doing this?" Like he's screaming from the background. It is the best. Oh man, heck of a show. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna thank you guys. I know we got a few minutes before Andrew joins us. I literally got off a plane and I finally succumbed to watching the. I think you should.
I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, I am too. But you have become a robot, Patrick.
Oh no. Oh no.
What do you say?
Oh no.
Am I back?
Oh, no. Yeah,
You're back.
I was just saying, watch season 2. Thank you for recommending. I think you should leave season 2. I got off a plane,
right?
Came home, relaxed, and it's unmitigated genius.
Thank you for pushing me to watch it. I'm writing that down this time.
There's coffin flop.
So there's coffin.
Coffin flop is so funny, man.
It doesn't make it. No. Also,
So
I don't think I've
funny.
ever laughed harder than the hat sketch. I won't give it away.
Yeah.
It was like just literal tears.
Yeah.
Dude, the one for me that made me like hurt myself. My wife is like, "Are you breathing? Are you?" I couldn't breathe. Was the the like undercover boss one where he's in all the stuff. Oh my god, it's so funny. Anyway,
I don't want to do
terrible
it. I don't
content where
wanna
we're
do
just
it.
like, you remember that?
Yeah, I know.
I will
I'll
say
get
this:
caught up.
that show and Key and Peele changed comedy over like the last 8 years to 10 years.
Yeah.
Like those.
You think you think Key and Peele or Chappelle? You think
Chappelle
Chappelle-
for sure. But Chappelle's
but
longer
Chappelle
ago than
was
10 years.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you forget Chappelle was like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, that's true.
I was in college and every person just yelled, "What?" all the time.
Yeah.
Like half of the things we said.
Rich, bitch.
Half of the things we said were Chappelle quotes. Like
Fuck,
we
don't
spoke
count.
in
Yeah.
Chappelle quotes.
Yes, dude, totally.
Anytime something goes wrong in my life, all I say is cocaine's a hell of a drug. My
I before we got too far away from the NBA talk, I wanted to get you guys' prediction on the finals because we're all tied up at 2, right? So you guys have a prediction, Suns or Bucks?
Before this started, I picked Suns in 6, so I'm going to stick by that. Yeah,
I thought the Suns were going to have a much easier time of it, frankly. Especially after that
I
first
did
game,
too.
I was like,
I agree.
Yeah.
With them adding Chris Paul, that just shook up that whole entire team, and to me, from what I've seen. But yeah, Devin Booker's doing his thing right now. I think the Suns are gonna pull it off. To be honest with you,
I do too. I think it's gonna be the Suns. I don't know about if it'll do it in 6, but. Yeah.
Ray, is your wife like emotionally invested in the Suns, having worked there? Is she like losing her mind watching the series?
It's kind of like I was when I was done playing with the Bears. You know, like you moved on. You're like,
yeah.
And then you see them on TV. Man, fuck them. I hope they lose.
That's why I asked.
I mean, that's just real. That's completely being honest.
Yeah.
You know? That's sports. That's what sports is. So.
You know what? It's that that's pretty much the reason I didn't play professional sports, because had I like played for the Steelers and then been cut by the team and then had to watch them, you guys,
smart.
That's
I get it.
Skill or athleticism or commitment or drive.
That's not
your genetics or anything.
That should be our new "Where's Waldo?" It's like you just figure out a way to get Pittsburgh in there.
Yes.
4 minutes, man. 4 minutes.
Crushing it.
So we're all picking the Suns. I guess they are. I thought the Suns were going to win Game 4, frankly, and I surprised the Bucks won Game 4. So I don't know. It could go either way, but I don't know.
I think that Suns win it in Milwaukee, obviously, because they go back to Arizona and then they go back to Milwaukee. So I think they win it in Milwaukee.
I think it's a solid prediction. It is weird seeing it this year. It's weirder than I thought it would be. Like not having a LeBron finals. I was like, really excited in the moment. Like, but then watching this finals, something just feels different about it. I don't know if you guys are feeling that way, but it's bizarre to watch this year in a way that I like.
I think so too.
It's exciting though. I think it's cool.
It is.
You got to me, because I think it's always, when you look at sports, it's always the bigger cities and the bigger names that people are always going to want to see. Yeah. And I think, like, I remember one time I was doing something with Larry Fitzgerald and for Subway, and I wanted him to be like this, do all those national commercials and all that, and they were like, no, he's a local name. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's Larry Fitzgerald, all pro Hall of Famer one day. But it was the market of Arizona that they were like, it's the more. If he played for New York or Chicago, it would have been a whole different story.
Totally.
That's true. I think you're right. These smaller markets, Milwaukee and Phoenix are small markets. So I think the level of talent is so high, and it's neat to mix it up a little bit and not have the same.
I agree with that though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was getting tired of like always seeing the Patriots at the are you telling me that that's the only superpower in the entire NFL? Like,
the worst. It's the worst.
The worst.
Luckily,
we didn't have to have Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Oh wait.
Lentos pops in chat says, "Why y'all hating on LeBron?" We're not hating.
Nobody's hating on LeBron.
Hey, I don't care what anybody say. That guy right there is top notch, man. 100 as a person, as a man, as a player, as a philanthropist. Like I'm a LeBron fan. So.
Dude, LeBron is gonna be in the cultural. He's gonna be an influence the culture for the next 25 years. Like even 100%. After he retires, he's gonna be he's gonna be like Magic Johnson. He's gonna be like a massive force in culture.
100%. 100%.
I got to be honest. I think that the only reason Sprite is still in business is because of LeBron James.
And FCF owner Quavo. You shut your mouth.
Yeah, he does. He's a big Sprite guy. That's true. He was a stud at that celebrity softball game.
Oh my
Holy
God,
shit, man!
Man, the number of people that sent me Quavo pictures during the course of that, like, dude,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
All right. Well, I think Andrew is backstage, so let's bring him onto the show. I'm so excited. Let's bring on Andrew from FCNN.
Hey guys,
Welcome to the show, Andrew.
thanks for
Andrew,
having me.
you kind of look like Will Smith's son in Bad Boys for Life. You know
It's because we're all men in black today. I mean, look around. They're all matching. That's what it is.
Yes. There it is. Yeah, solid.
Dude, thank you for making that song. I hope, Jacob, can we cut to a clip of the song? Or we can play a little of it. We can show folks the theme song that we were talking about. Here it is.
I'm so excited about this.
We're in need of an FCF
audio.
song. Here's my pitch. Stick with me. Okay. Macuga, Dees, Ray, and the guys. Intro by Cannata every time. Changing names from week to week. So strap on in and pull up a seat. Big news this week. Maybe your hashtag Team Dolphin Lady. FCM Show of the Week. Changing names like a switch up a beat. Switch up a beat. Bringing the drum line a la Nick Cannon minus Nick Cannon.
I love it.
We got so good. Okay. Cannata, that's when you would come in with your best, like Don Pardo or Daryl Hammond. Like, introducing
the tequila bottle gets me every single time, Andrew.
It's
what's
empty
around,
too.
man.
You notice it is empty.
Yeah,
It's what's
That's like I got. There's like.
there's always one within in arm's reach. Is that what you're saying?
It took a lot of that to get the song composed, I'm sure.
None, actually. That was
Celebratory later.
all day. That'll get you. Jackson Erdman.
So good.
Special guest, Jacob and Porto. And live from mainly the greater Los Angeles area, except wherever Ray is this week, or maybe Dees if he's out of town, but 3 guys usually in LA-ish. You get the idea. Presenting at the airport.
Yeah, I love it.
Unbelievable.
My favorite
Thanks,
thing about it is that it's like a pitch for a song and a song at the same time.
It's so
Yes.
good.
My favorite was the drum line.
Yeah. He's like, he's describing the orchestration that he imagines being greater than just his guitar. I love it.
All right,
My
so
mind is better than my music for sure. I'll give you that.
all right. I'm going to be the internet troll here real quick. In the background of your video, there appeared to be a hot crock pot or an Instapot or something like that. Yes, exactly. Now,
Well, he just moved the fabric of
That
space
is
time.
magic.
he went full Loki. He just Loki.
We got into the Spider-Verse in the background. That's what that is. So, man, Loki blew my mind, by the way. I was up at 1 a.m. local time watching that on Wednesday night. If you guys haven't seen that yet,
I haven't watched the finale yet, so no spoilers.
Isn't that
for me.
bad? Oh,
They stick the landing. Stick the landing.
it's Westworld season 1 levels of like, whoa, like they nail it.
I'm literally watching it tonight, so I'm
good.
excited.
I'll text you on that no Josh's thread that we have. I'll text you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Andrew, you Chicago, right?
So I went to college in Chicago. I have a degree in acting from DePaul. I was there for about 7-8 years. And then recently I now live in Colorado. I'm in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
I'm moving to Colorado.
Fort Carson.
Welcome.
My dad was just sergeant.
Thank you.
Nice, yeah. So I came out here to do real estate. Realized that those people are kind of vapid, in my opinion. And I like just real people, down to earth, and all that. So now I am a teacher. I teach elementary school kids, and so the acting stuff comes into play well. Making up songs for them, keeping them entertained.
Awesome.
Improv, it works really well.
What ages do you teach?
So I am currently at summer school, so I teach K through 8th, and then in the fall I'll be teaching gym, so K through 8th.
Amazing. Wow.
That's amazing.
Andrew, you and I have interacted on social before, and I know you've been around the league a little bit, but I've never had the opportunity or made time to ask you, like, how did you find the league, right? What was your journey to finding this crazy thing? And then also talk to us a little bit about FCNN and kind of the evolution of like how you guys got into that and where it's going.
Yeah. Patrick, I've been supporting this since Kind of Funny, like many of these people. That's how we all found you. And when that announcement was made, I think I was one of 3 people who were like, yes, football. And everyone else was like, football?
Sports? Yeah.
So I guess it would be 2019 you came on there. And then from the jump, I was very quickly like, this is awesome. How can I get involved? I remember sending an email to somebody being like, do you guys need a page to run around and do something? I just thought it was the coolest thing. So I've been following it for quite a while, getting behind all the Kind of Funny guys with that. That's where lots of my humor is influenced by. Josh Birdie, I've seen many times. We'll see how this trivia goes. Probably on the Tim Geddes level more than the Nick Scarpino level with movie quotes.
Oh, so lots of bomber jackets is what you're promising.
I got a couple. I got 1 or 2. I can rock a bomber jacket for sure.
I can see that.
Going into first season, and then we started talking in Discord. That's where I met Kevin, who I think you met at some point. And he was like, man, I really wish, to be frank, the website's not great. We're missing a box score. How am I getting stats on these guys? And news was only announced when you guys had shows like this. Yeah. So it was when we have, where is Manziel? Where'd the dude go? He dropped off the face of the planet. This rule change about offside, like when are we, or onside kicks? When are we doing that? So then we're like, okay, well, let's do it ourselves. And that's where we found people like, I see in chat, KShow97's Kyle Sheridan, our stat head. That dude, if you guys don't have him on the show soon, I'm going to be mind blown. He knows everything about every player.
Set
it up.
Do it, yeah.
And so through that, basically the idea was we wanted to create a hub akin to an ESPN or a Fox Sports where we can go to get the news. And it's updated live as soon as possible. And we have all these great creators are in this fan base. I mean, the Aces Wild podcast, Matt Batson, Geo, FCF News, FCF Owners Box, all these people. And we're like, can we rally them together? And now you guys are doing that. And so now we have this squad up clan system that is what we were trying to get going. You guys have taken off and run, and we're super excited about. Ray came on Jigga Man Porto's show the other day. We were all dressed up as superheroes. He sends Jigga Man this text saying, hey, you guys should do that with FCF. So we start mind wandering. We're like, okay, well, the Avengers are a team of people who are all super passionate about something, trying to save the day. What are the FCF Avengers? Okay, we got our stat guy, stat head. Maybe he hulks out, and that's how he gets all his stats. Jigga Man Porto could be Iron Man, right? So we team up, and the Wild Aces kind of proved to us that teamwork is the way to make this work. Yeah. So when we're doing this clan system, let's squad up. Let's get, okay, who's paying attention to the news? Who's got the stats? Who knows football? We got Coach Richie in there, who's a football coach, right?
Coach Richie 22, there he is.
He's hanging out, right? So putting all those guys together are how we're going to succeed with any of this. And so even though we got Zappers fans and Beast fans and Wild Aces fans and Glacier Boys fans all on this, we all want this league to succeed, and a rising tide raises all ships. So having you guys back us and support stupid stuff like a song means the world to us, because we're getting to be creative, and having that outlet is amazing.
I will say, you've got the voice of an angel and the drive of a Ford Mustang GT500 in 1910, Jeff. That's better than Michael Chamberlain. Sorry for yelling.
I just love how grassroots it all is. It's so it's generated from you all. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ray.
I was going to say, Drew. I had when I did their draft. I just stayed on afterwards. I was just like, I'm gonna just watch and just see what happens afterwards. Then they had Marchie on as one of the guys too. And then, but it was like when you see it at first, it pops out of you. It pops out what it is. Like people are wanting to create, and people are doing it in so many different ways, which is so great. And when I saw it, I was like, look at these dudes. These guys you get in the way, I guess, Jigga was like pointing to certain guys to say certain things, and then when Andrew got in, he went in hard on me about my pick, but then he had a reason to say to what he did. You know, it was just really cool the way they clanned up themselves. They already had made the clan themselves, and now that they're going to be the Avengers of the FCF, is going to be so dope.
That's so cool, man.
Now we got another Italian guy on the show to just yell inaudible noises.
Speaking of which, we are going to do some trivia. So I know Jacob's going to throw up a poll to decide who is going to face off against Andrew in some trivia.
I was not prepped for this at all.
I know. I gave
none of us are.
They gave me no heads up.
This is how we roll.
This is a terrible idea, and
I love it. Let's do it. Terrible ideas are fun ideas.
We'll all be stupider having done it.
Oh yes. So get in that poll. Andrew, I talk a lot about the best friends, right? Like, so, you talk about Greg Miller and Kind of Funny, like, love those guys, love their content, great human beings. But what really excited me before we, approached them for about being owners in the league was the best friends in that community. I'm on record talking about what a cesspool the internet is, and there's this bastion of positivity and creativity that exists over there. What are the things from that community that you would like to see us foster in FCF? Because for me, if I could just do that on a much bigger scale, then this is the coolest thing on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing about the best friends are just how open they are to new people. And when you have someone like Greg, I'll give you guys a little story. So my handle is The Good Part. My dad passed away last year in May from cancer. Man. He'd been sick for 5 years.
Sorry to hear that, man.
He thought this was an awesome idea when I told him about it. He thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and I'm sure he's watching down thinking this is so awesome that I'm on a sports talk show. Huge sports guy. Greg had the voice of Yakko on his show, and he was interviewing him. And I type in the chat, the actor, he also voiced Carl Weezer and Jimmy Neutron for the younger people in the chat. But the actor had the same type of cancer my dad did. And he continues to do voice work and being an acting background. I thought that was incredible because my dad lost the ability to talk over a couple years.
Sure.
Right? So I started streaming with the handle The Good Part, trying to find the good part in everything, right? There's always something good in the world. So we have something like Josh with the Good People Association, right? And those vibes are what is Kind of Funny, right? Yeah. And so I think those vibes are what is Gigaman Porto, and it is what will be and continues to be the FCF. Of even though we have these intense rivalries, of like we had Vergie's was on Gigaman's show last night, and the Aces Wild podcast lit Gigaman up because he photoshopped in a picture of Vergie's in a Glacier Boys uniform. And they go, no, he was there 1 week. He's our dude. He won the championship with us. And that passion was there, and we just switched up the graphic, and people keep rolling, and they all have a great laugh about it because people are excited. And that's why season 2's looking forward to so much. That's why people every day, I'm sure, are blowing up your phones, wondering what's going on, where we're going. That's why I'm delving way too deep into your Twitter history, figuring out what's going on. Why do you guys follow these people? And where Dees is on vacation this week, looking at location.
I love it. Some serious sleuthing going on. Some top-tier investigation.
I didn't give you credit for it, man. But if you guys haven't seen the video, Andrew was like, "Look, Dees has followed this guy since this point and this point, and he liked this thing way back when." And Sora, he doesn't even use Twitter, but he's following this person, which means this is why this person's gonna be an owner. It was incredible.
Yeah, he's cut to
Charlie
Andrew's
Day.
Gonna pull that.
That's exactly what I didn't have the green screen at the time. I mean, to give you guys an idea, I got 2 shower curtains pinning this thing up in my apartment, right? I got 2 shower rods. So if I could at the time, I would have been like tracking you guys, and I'm doing another one this week, being like, okay, D said esports arenas. Let's go call them all up. What's the square footage of the place? Go put a 50-yard field in there. Like, we're cutting out Philadelphia at 60,000 square feet. No shot. 100,000 Arlington, totally possible. Like, that kind of stuff is what we're doing because we're passionate. And
plus, Andrew, nobody wants to go to Philadelphia. Everybody knows that, especially in February.
Of the cities in Pennsylvania, it's at least, I lived in Kennett Square for a while,
home of the mushroom.
Oh my God,
I can't.
How does this happen? How does this happen every week?
So Pittsburgh, West Coast. I got family in Lancaster. There's a list.
717.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the result of the poll by a massive margin is Patrick Dees, 80% of the vote. 80% of the vote.
Come
means he will
on.
be squaring
Let's do this,
off
Andrew.
against the good part himself.
Don't
Do I
worry.
get a phone a friend option where I can
Yeah,
call
you
Josh?
can-
I get a phone a friend option.
You can, okay, here, I'll make the rules here real quick. Okay, so
Okay.
here's how this is. The lovely Banana Leche, aka Annalise, aka Bananalise, wrote out a bunch of questions. Okay.
Patrick gonna get smoked like a morning cigarette.
That's very true, Rock Chalk. Yeah, very true.
There's a lot of faith in someone you don't know, man.
Wait, Macuga, why don't you say that?
So what I was going to say is Andrew gets a phone a friend, and that's Jeff Cannata. Okay. And
I was gonna give him Ray because I don't know. I feel like you should get it.
Patrick Dees.
I'm not gonna be very helpful.
The confidence level is super high right
Not
now.
high.
Yeah.
Patrick Dees gets Ray. Okay.
All right.
And both Andrew and Dees have to turn off the comments. They have to go to the private chat so they can't see the comments. Okay.
Okay.
And then
private
as a
chat.
special bonus for people, I pulled up an old Josh Birdie here, and this was one I did for my family. And I have 3 questions. I got a few questions that are sports and then non-sports related. So I can ask a couple of those if we have time. I have 14 questions in this inbox that were written by the amazing, or 12 questions, excuse me. Banana Lee suggested that the first 1 to 5 correct answers wins. I don't know if we have enough questions to get to 5, so I'm gonna ask all 12 questions, and the person with the most points at the end of 12 wins. If it's tied, we'll go to the Josh Birdie questions.
Ooh,
Love it.
Overtime. Let's do
Okay.
this thing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What
There's
is
the
Ray?
show title for next week. Okay?
Oh,
Question mark, question mark.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Put it on private chat, gentlemen.
Got
I
it.
trust both of you. Yeah. Also, if you guys want to follow Andrew and everybody at FCNN, go to @FCNN_live. That's where his Twitter account is. Great stuff. Okay. Question 1.
Fan controlled trivia. Name temporary and subject to change by fan vote.
I love that. Jacob knocking it out of the park.
That shot of Josh was
wow.
unbelievable.
Unreal. That's pretty much my face.
Well, now
Okay.
this has to be a recurring segment.
Oh man, poor Jeff.
Yeah, that looked pretty good.
Okay. Here we go. Question
Let's go.
1. We'll start with Patrick Dees. These are multiple choice questions. If you don't get it right, Andrew has the chance to steal, and vice versa when we
Okay.
switch.
A chance to
Okay.
steal. All right. Let's
Yes.
do this.
Question 1, Patrick Dees. How long is the running clock per half in a regular game in the FCF? We're starting easy.
Multiple choice?
Multiple choice. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes.
That would be C.
It's 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay. That's wrong. Andrew
I'm
for the
leaving.
steal.
I'm waving.
So the reason he's confused is it was 30 for the championship
It
game.
sure was.
20
It sure
per
was.
half.
It sure was.
For
It
the,
sure was.
for the regular season.
Yeah, I need to leave.
That's right.
I need to leave.
I love that Macuga's hero is Alex Trebek, and he channeled Trebek just with the.
Well,
That's wrong.
that's
Okay. Here we go. Andrew is up 1-0. We go to Andrew. Andrew, here's your question. Which song was #1 on the Billboard charts on this day 10 years ago? 1, Give Me Everything by Pitbull featuring Neo, Afrojack, and Naya. 2, The Edge of Glory by Lady Gaga. 3, Super Bass by Nicki Minaj. Or 4, Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO featuring Lauren Bennett and Goon Rock.
The fact that there's that many names at the end of some of these is leaning me towards A, but I feel like I know that Party Rock was on the #1 for quite a while, so I'm going to guess D.
Andrew, 2-0. What an answer! He is hot right now. He is hot. The man knows his club rock and music, ripping Long Island iced teas at an average college bar. I like it.
Considering I was 16 at the time, I hope
We
not.
had it on repeat, just over and over. Yeah.
Way to make me feel like a real piece of shit, Andrew. All right, here we
Your
go.
hair is timeless, Josh.
Thank
Your
you.
hair is
Thank
timeless.
Yeah.
This goes to Dees. Of the following team owners, which one was announced first? Bob Menery, Greg Miller, Marshawn Lynch, or Quavo?
That would be C, Marshawn Lynch.
That is correct. Patrick Dees is on the board.
On the
He's
board, baby.
Josh Brady producers everywhere are excited that he was not whitewashed. Okay, over to Andrew. Andrew, how many rushing touchdowns did Johnny Manziel get in season version 1.0 of the FCF? Is it A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 4?
Okay, process of elimination. C and D are the same, so we're not looking there. It's
Wait, did
2
I
or
mess
3.
that up? What did I
You
mess
said
up?
C4,
D4,
D4.
Well,
D4.
but C1, I'm looking at 8 numbers here. Okay, let's start that again. How many rushing TDs did Johnny Manziel get in season version 1.0 of the FCF? Is it A, 2, B, 3, C, 1, D, 4?
Why would you just make A1,
Yeah, I don't-
B2, and
yeah.
C? Anyway, go ahead.
I didn't write these questions. Ask me them gently.
You got to follow
Okay.
along.
I read the cue cards. Okay, I read the prompter. Andrew.
Okay, the letters to numbers I'm not sure of, but I'm gonna guess the number. I'm pretty sure he had one rollout that I remember, and his first rush was a really long run down the side, but I don't think he scored. So I'm gonna assume he's got a second one somewhere. I'm gonna go for 2, whatever, A2, B2.
As terribly that I botched the asking of that question, Andrew did not botch the answer. It was 2 touchdowns.
wow.
Nicely done.
Currently in the lead, 3-1
Batting
is
1,000 right now.
batting 1,000. The kid
Dude
is
is a machine.
unstoppable. As we go to Patrick Dees. Patrick Dees, question 6 here. Name 2 of the 4 main characters in the TV series Golden Girls that ran from 1985
come on.
to 1992.
You got this. Come on.
Okay.
I can
Come
name
on.
all of them.
Do I have
Yes.
multiple choice? Or do I just, okay.
No.
Blanche.
Yep.
All right. And Dorothy?
Dorothy,
Yes.
you got it. There you go. You only needed 2.
That's
He's
all I
back
got.
up.
I couldn't name one more.
Rose.
What are the rest of them?
Rose.
Keisha.
Keisha. What were the other ones?
It's good.
Betty
Rose,
White. It's just Betty White.
Yeah,
Betty
Betty
White.
White.
There you go.
Rose and Sophia.
Sophia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rose.
Rose.
I wouldn't
Rose
have
was
no
Betty
chance I
White.
get Sophia.
Sophia was the old one. Forget what the actress's name
Who was like
She-
younger than the rest
Estelle
of
Getty.
them?
Estelle Getty. Thank
Yes.
you very much. There you go.
I
Okay,
know
Andrew.
Too much about the Golden Girls.
Andrew, it's 3-2.
We all know a lot about the Golden Girls.
It's weirdly enough, Jeff's background every week has actually been a green screen. Behind that is the set of Golden Girl.
If we did a trivia just about the Golden Girls, I would be all into it.
crushing. Okay. The score is 3-2. 3-2. Andrew in the lead. We go to Andrew. Andrew, which is the only NFL team to go a whole season undefeated, including the Super Bowl? Is it A, the New England Patriots in 2007? Excuse me. Is it B, the Miami Dolphins in 1972? Is it 3, the Green Bay Packers in 2011? Or is it D, the Pittsburgh Steelers every year they've won the Super Bowl? That is 6 times.
So my dad grew up in Long Island, New York, born in '65. In his office, since I was a small child, we had this little football, and when you hit it, it would say, "Go Miami Dolphins, we're the greatest football team." And I'm pretty sure we wore out the batteries at like age 3. So I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins.
You, sir, are correct.
72.
You are correct. Well done. Well done.
Don Shula's
Nicely done.
Miami
Was
Dolphins.
was that Mercury Morris, the running back?
Mercury Morris was the running back. And what was he a wide receiver, running back? One of the two.
Running back.
But yeah, running back.
72,
Okay.
right?
72.
Yeah, 72. Yeah.
Yep.
I was 74, so
All right. One more answer for Andrew, and he takes this with 5
Very
total answers.
Zonka.
but we'll
Puts
go
me
through
out of my
there.
misery.
Okay. Patrick Dees, what is the name of the professional ice hockey team based in Toronto, Canada? Is it the Toronto Blue Jays, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Toronto Canadiens, or the Toronto Argonauts?
The Maple Leafs.
That is the Maple Leafs. All right, it's 4-3. These get a little harder. Here we go. Andrew.
Cannata, this one's yours. I'm throwing it to you. Whatever it is, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a possible steal for Patrick Dees. Andrew, name the 3 members of Migos.
Cannata, what you got?
No.
Let's see it.
I mean, Quavo. I got one. You can get the other 2. I don't know.
So it's Quavo. Let's see. They were on James Corden. They were in that carpool karaoke they all did together. I remember seeing them sing what's the Red Sox song that they always play? Sweet Caroline, right?
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
They were all singing that together.
Yes. I remember that episode.
It's Quavo, Offset, and
Sophia.
Betty White. Betty White for the 3rd member of the Migos. Put her in there.
Ooh. D's for the steal to tie this trivia competition.
3rd member would be Takeoff.
Takeoff.
Oh!
Wow.
Come on, I'm in there.
Wow. Damn, it's all tied up. 4-4.
I'm sorry I could not be of any better help, Andrew.
No, you're fine.
Ray, did you know that one? You gave me the look. I almost went to you because I wasn't.
I thought you was going. I remember I got all the black questions.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, I got.
I saw you leaning forward, but I felt pretty good about it. So anyway,
It's tied 4-4. The next question answered wins. I'm going to give it to both of you. You both give me your answers, and I'll tell you if you're both right. If we tie, we keep going. That's how we're going to go from here. Since we're tied,
right.
We got a few left. Also, I'm going to take Jeff Cannata's job here real quick. Or do we have the show name suggestions? Can we put it up there because we're up against it time-wise? Jacob,
Yeah, I
if you
gotta
want
get
to
those
throw
in
the
the chat.
poll up.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Question 10. Including this episode, how many episodes of the fan-controlled show have been named by the fans? Is it A, 33, B, 31, C, 35, D, 29?
Those numbers are way too close together. I was ready for.
one more time.
I mean, it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
There's no way to know.
A, 33, B, 31, C, 35, D, 29.
C35.
And Andrew?
31.
You are both incorrect.
Damn
The
it.
answer we were looking for was 33. 33 shows.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, congratulations, guys.
All right.
All right.
Made it to the pilot season. You did it.
Dees has yet to use his Ray Austin, the
I'm
commissioner
going to Ray
lifeline.
this no matter what. on this one.
Oh, shit.
Here we go. We'll do it the same way.
All right.
Question 11. How many athletes qualified to represent Team USA at the Tokyo Olympics? Is it A, 483? Is
Ray.
it B, 710? Is it 3, 596? Or is it D, 627?
Ray, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
593.
No, 596, isn't that C?
Or
What's D?
596 is C.
596.
What's D?
Okay.
I'd go with the biggest number.
Yeah,
available.
Yeah,
So
that's
what's D? What's north of
what's higher than 596? Yeah.
We've got 710 and 627.
Oh, 710.
710 for D.
Right? You good with that, Ray?
I'll go
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
627.
Let's do it. Let's do
I'll
it.
go
Let's go high.
627 just so we don't have a tie again. Let's
go high.
627.
Ladies and gentlemen, the contest has been won by the one, the only Andrew Panther.
Andrew!
Woo! At the good part.
Nicely done.
Well done, Andrew.
Lots of luck.
How many was it? How many was it? How many? He hit it on
It
the
was
dot?
627. 627. was
Nicely
your
done,
answer.
Andrew.
Yes.
That was thrilling
Yeah,
to
that
the
was fun.
end.
Well done.
That's pretty good. That was
Incredible.
Kind of,
Yeah, that
kind
was
of fun.
good segment. Good segment. Keep that
Yeah.
going.
I know you did a lot of homework. I know you went days preparing for that.
Mhm.
I think I got a message from Dees saying, "Hey, do you want to be on the show?" My co-worker Kevin caught the tweet. I didn't see that. He got the notification. I didn't. A day later, he's like, "Hey, yeah, you want to come on 15 minutes and talk about music or something?" And that's what I got, music or something. And here we are doing trivia about the Golden
And
Girls.
you won. Unbelievable. Wilt Chamberlain
Here's
of our
the,
trivia
the-
generation.
The poll for the names for next week is up. The options are ties, pies, Macuga cries. Alex says ties in the box. Well, that's wrong. And Josh versus the teleprompter. So
if it's not A, what are we even doing this for anyway?
Yeah. Yep.
Andrew, it's been a delight having you on. Tell folks, is there anything you'd like to plug or any place that you'd like people to follow you on social media?
Yeah, follow FCNN. It's at FCNN_live on Twitter. And then I am part of the Gigaman Porto squad. So we're now doing 3 shows a week, trying to up our content level, producing as much as we can. Very similar to this right now, fun stuff. And then once the season takes off, we got a bunch of fun segments. So that's Tuesday night. We have the What the Show, which is more highly produced stuff and comedy bits. We have Wednesday night Between Two Urns, where he'll interview players from the FCF and our lovely panelists here. And then Sunday night, we do Muncha, where we select a food to all eat together while we play trivia and Josh Brady-esque games. So come on through Tuesday, Wednesday, or Sunday. Check it out. Follow on Twitter.
Thanks so much for having been here.
Bravo. Thank you for being here. It's awesome. I'm sure we'll see lots more of you as season 2 winds up. And we're excited, man. It's awesome chatting with you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. Nice to meet y'all.
Way to go, Andrew.
What a stud.
Guys, I feel like as successful as the league was on a sort of spectacle level and a sports level and a competition level, for me, there's nothing better than seeing the excitement that the fans have and that how it is generating creativity from them. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
You know,
I love every second of it. It's awesome.
Being on his show the other day and just seeing these guys dress up like with all these characters, and they were talking about NFL stuff, but like Andrew even threw stuff out there with Ladarius Galloway jokes and Jerdy jokes, and I was just like, how dope is that, man? Like, it's so cool to watch.
It's a real inspiring thing to see these guys just kind of generate it themselves, get this grassroots, and now Patrick, the league is going to sort of help motivate that, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, very soon we're going to start rolling out a lot more content on this on the channel now, but other channels that we're going to elevate and promote, and that's all just fan generated. The idea is that we want to be the home of the fan experience, right? So what is it like to be a fan of? And sure, FCF's going to be a big part of that because we're obviously all fans of that league and it's fan controlled. But literally, what's it like to be a Marvel fan right now? What's it like to be a Mets fan, right? Like, what's it like to be a Cowboys fan now? We want to find those pockets of fandom and like-minded individuals. Like, these guys all found each other. We want people to be able to talk about their fandom, regardless of what it is, and talk about it and what that experience is. So a lot more to come on that front.
A couple of those channels sound awesome. The Mets one just sounds like a bunch of people being sad.
Suicide helpline.
Amazing, though. That's really cool, and we can't wait to see it going forward. Again, it looks like the name of the show next week, according to your votes, because you have the power, is that's wrong, man. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
So that's what we will be called next week because you decided it. This is all about giving the power to the fans. So thank you for being here. Thanks for voting. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back next Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time here at twitch.tv/FCF. We'll see you then. Power to the fans.
Power to the fans.